It's the Don't Make It Weird podcast with your hosts, Daniel and Dinosaurus.
Hi there, guys. It's Daniel Quigley. I am one of your hosts of the Don't Make It Weird podcast. Our show is now officially turned 22 episodes old. It's gotten over its drinking phase, and now it's currently in its hoe phase. So, try not to judge us too much as our show kind of hoes out a little bit, So, but enough about me and enough about our show. I am joined, as always, by the bastion of beatific brilliance herself, the mother of Basenjis, Dinosaurus. What's up, Dinosaurus?
Oh no, the mic.
Perfect intro.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Woo! Are we going to sing the
Did you
song
get that
chorus?
reference?
Is that yeah? I got
No,
you.
not at
I
all.
got your reference. I'm with you. And listen, before we go too much further, let me give a huge shout out to Alex James, author of The Tribe, the man, the drunk scribe himself who joined us last episode. That was chaos incarnate, and I was here for all of it. How much do you love that episode, Dina?
I absolutely love it. The chaos was just off the charts. It was great.
I mean, listen, Dina had been hyping Alex for like a long time, and I was like, I don't know the guy, but whatever. Brought him on, and it was just like I fell in love. I fell in love a little bit, but you know what, Dina, I want to fall in love again. I'm ready to be hurt again. Tell us about our guest on today's episode.
Our guest this week is an independent author who writes primarily what he describes as philosophical fiction, blended with other genres. His latest novel, False Cathedrals, is available on Amazon. Jonathan D. Clark. Welcome, JD.
What's up, JD?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Man, so are you nervous?
I mean,
Are your elbows tingling a little bit?
They've gone numb.
What about your knees?
My knees, those have died years ago.
Oh, good. I see you're an adult too. Dina, what are you?
I'm not peeing. I had to fill it.
It definitely sounds like pee.
Sound like a little bit. Yeah. JD, can you tell her that that's inappropriate? All right. But listen.
That's a kink. I mean,
yeah.
No. Almost.
Kink negotiations.
Kink negotiations are very important.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that ahead of time.
But listen, to make sure that this doesn't go too far off the rails, we have one last member of this team I need to introduce. Audience, he doesn't want another pretty face. He doesn't want just any other show. He doesn't want his edits to go to waste. Audience, he just wants you and your beautiful soul. Producer Sean, what's up, buddy?
I'm lost on that one, bud, but good effort. Good effort.
Wait.
Excuse me?
I don't want you really don't know that?
Aaron Carter, dog.
Yeah, that explains it.
I didn't know it either.
Yeah, JD's with me.
Oh,
by the way,
God, guys.
Unbelievable. All of our fans are pissed right now. If you guys want to cancel producer Sean and JD for this egregious lack of musical taste, tell them, Dina.
So good. How could you not? No, we don't do that, Daniel. We don't do that. Daniel learned sign language when we were hanging out this weekend, and I don't like it.
I know
it's your fault.
Yeah, I know one sign language term, and so audience and folks at home, JD, if you want to join me, put your palm straight out like this, and you get two fingers together, and you get a little nice little dab right there. That's to let you know that butter. That's butter. So go ahead.
You taught him butter?
I didn't. Mackenzie did.
Oh.
Very, very true. But listen, guys, we don't have time to get into the butter. We don't have time to get after all this because we've got an incredible episode. We've got JD Clark on here. You might know him by his author name, Jonathan D. Clark, but we call him JD because we're close friends like that. He's written Arcadia. He's written False. God, why is that word so hard to say?
See?
False Cathedrals. Yeah. And
It's hard.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. I was like, false?
I actually titled it that so I knew you two would have issues. That's the only reason why.
You bitch.
You monster.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Had nothing to do with the themes or anything. It was just I knew you two would have trouble one day.
So, all right. And also, JD, I know this is very near and dear to your heart. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, AFSP, is a voluntary health organization that gives those affected by suicide a nationwide community empowered by research, education, and advocacy to take action against the leading cause of death. Find out more at afsp.org. Man, I love that, JD. That's amazing. All right, guys. So, JD, you have a very special story time for us. Tease the folks. Give them a little elbow. Give them a little tease of that shoulder, man. What do you have in store for us?
Okay, so there was one time that I accidentally, unknowingly, took 4 edibles at a birthday party.
We'll get fucked up tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh man, that sounds like a good time.
That sounds like a party.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But
That's
before we can get to that, it's time to bring back an old favorite. One of our first games that we've ever done on this show. The audience demanded it. And just for you, JD, we're bringing it back. True Confessions. Producer Sean, for the folks that might have missed it, what's it all about?
All right. So this is a game all about getting to know each other. Each contestant, Daniel, Dina, and JD, have prepared 2 stories, story number 1 and story number 2. They'll take turns. They'll be asked to tell story number 1 or story number 2. They will tell that story with great conviction and try to convince the other 2 contestants that it is true. The thing is, only one of the 2 stories they've prepared is true. The other is a complete fabrication. After the story is told, the other 2 contestants will have 60 seconds to grill the storyteller. Absolutely find out if the story is true or false. And at the end of that 60 seconds, they'll make a decision. Were they telling the truth or were they lying? And we'll go around and everyone will have their turn.
Perfect. But Sean, do you hear that? Yeah, sorry. Do you hear that?
Hold on. Daniel, we need to establish first if you want, because we should be doing every other question because we always talk over each other. So do you want to ask the first question and then me and then go like that?
Ladies first. You start the grilling and then we'll rotate from there, okay? But producer Sean, Dina, do you guys hear that? Do you hear? It's just like something, and I gotta hit the party button, producer Sean.
JD. There you go. That's all we
Get it. Yeah.
Get the hat off and just throw it.
Perfect. All right, I feel good. Now that we hit the party button. Yeah, no, that's a great song that we cannot name.
It hasn't.
All right, let's start True Confessions. JD, you're on the clock. We're going to figure out, are you a dirty, rotten liar or are you an honest saint?
Is JD going to tell us story number 1 or story number 2?
2?
2?
2.
Okay. Go ahead and tell your story now.
All right. So, once, in the aftermath of a house party, I woke up completely covered in duct tape.
Covered in duct tape. Okay, 60 seconds on the clock, guys. Go.
Where were you? Were you just like on a wall, or were you like on the ground, just like duct tape like that? Like,
I woke up on the couch.
Were you secured to the couch?
Thankfully, no.
Was it full body, like mummified?
Like they left for me to breathe through my nose and mouth, but other than that, completely covered.
Oh my god! Were you drunk when this happened, or was this a consensual mummifying?
Yes, because there was absinthe involved, and drunkenly I consented to being covered. Allegedly, that's what I was told.
Allegedly.
That's what I was told.
Did you lose any hair when it all came off? How'd you get it all off?
I had to rip it off, and I lost quite a bit of hair. Not all my hair, but quite a bit.
So did you have clothes on underneath the mummification, or was this like you're in your boxers and they did this bare skin?
I got down to my boxers, which is why I'm willing to believe the alleged consent.
Is JD telling the truth?
Dina, you're first. You're the one that's got the lie detector.
I'm calling bullshit.
Bye-bye. Bullshit.
You know what? I'm going with Dean on this one because this feels like straight out of a '90s like teen movie. Like I can picture the puka shells. Got to have the pooks. And I just don't know if I don't know if anyone consensually agrees to getting duct tape. So I'm calling bullshit, JD.
That was false.
Yes. You only took me with the absent, and I was like,
but it did happen, just not to me.
Oh, so someone else saw it. Okay.
So this is a Daniel story then, because what he likes to do is tell other people's stories and change one detail and call it a lie.
I'm not great at lying, so I'm like, how do I make it to where I could tell a story that didn't happen to me, but still, it's not true to me. My life.
Yeah, no, I support it. It's the best way to lie, All
right, who's up next?
I always feel like Dina should bring it home because her stories are always the craziest. So I'm ready to go next.
All right, JD, pick number 1 or number 2 for Daniel.
Numero uno.
All right, Daniel, let's hear it.
My first time camping, I got to live out the 2 people, 1 sleeping bag romance trope.
All right. JD and Dina, you have 60 seconds starting now.
who was your sleeping bag partner?
That would be fan of the show, Daniel Bauer.
Okay, that answers my question. I was going to say male or female, but how far did you get?
Well, I mean, we spooned. Very, very heavily spooned.
Was Danny wearing any pants?
No, we were both only in boxers due to the fact that rain had completely soaked all of our clothes.
What was the temperature situation like? Was it hot? Was it comfortable?
Oh, no, it was definitely cold. We were in a full downpour. It was raining like crazy. I did not set up the tent correctly. And so as it rained, water leaked up through the bottom and everything got soaked, including my bag and my pad. Danny had the better equipment, which is how we ended up together.
How many days was the trip?
It was a 2-day trip.
Who was...
Time's up.
Hold on, I want to see where JD was going with this. I'll give him a bonus 5 seconds. JD, what was your follow-up?
Who was front and who was back? Like who spooned who?
Danny was the big spoon. I was the one freezing cold. He had to keep me warm.
Daniel's always the little spoon. Okay.
I prefer it.
Dina, are we going to hear you scream liar again?
I really want to scream liar, but I feel like it's Danny, and it could very well be true. Okay, I'm gonna go with what I always do. Liar!
Staying on brand.
Staying on brand. She just likes yelling at me.
Yeah.
JD, what do you think, buddy?
False.
False as well? You guys are both going bullshit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Producer Sean, you want to tell them?
Oh. Yeah, I do. I actually know this story, and it is 100% true.
Damn, I knew it was true because of Danny.
Yep. So,
and by the way, Quigley was like a year away from making Eagle Scout and still didn't know how to set up a tent.
Okay, no, this happened when I first started out in Boy Scouts. This happened when I first started out. Obviously, I figured it out as I went along. But yeah, my first camping trip, I had to cuddle with another man for warmth. So, live the trope.
They've been best friends ever since.
We really, really have.
All
Does
right.
it come up in conversation often, or are you just like bite the bud?
Oh, all the time.
All the time. Unbelievably
okay.
a lot. Me and Danny are both very
They have
strange
no boundaries.
individuals. Yeah, none.
Okay.
Absolutely none. I've seen that man naked more times than myself. Sorry, Shauna.
Yeah, it's true.
Honestly, I was convinced that one time that you video called me and Danny was there, I was convinced that he was just going to be naked.
No, he's retired from the streaking business. He's married with children now, but
Yeah,
it was
I
a
appreciate
mainstay for a long time.
Yeah, he's kind of like Will Ferrell from Old School,
Mhm.
All
Frank
right,
the
Okay.
Tank.
all right, Dina, bring us on home. JD, pick again. All right.
All right. Duh.
Okay.
All right.
This one time, I was very young, and we were staying in New York, and I wound up sleepwalking out of the hotel and into the city.
All right, Daniel and JD, you have 1 minute starting now.
JD, start us.
Okay, so how far did you get? Like,
It was just like around the block, but we were staying in the city, so it was like pretty bad.
Is sleepwalking something you're normally prone to doing?
Yeah, both myself and my brother sleepwalk.
okay. What hotel were you staying in?
I don't remember the name of it. I was too little. Maybe like a Hilton or something. I have no fucking clue.
All right. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you while sleepwalking?
This.
How young were you? You said really little, so how old? Do you remember your age?
I think I was 7 or 8.
All right. So how did you get back? Like, how did they find you and bring you back to the room?
My parents noticed that I was missing because like I had left everything open when I got out and went down to the lobby.
All right. Minutes up. Daniel and JD, is Dina telling the truth?
JD, you go first, man. I have to let it percolate.
So do I. Hold on. I'm going to go with true on this one.
All right. And I really want to go true because this sounds like something that happens in Dina's life. But again, to me, Dina's life is so freaking crazy that when it almost seems tame, that just sleepwalking in the city is all that happened and she didn't start like a national terror threat or something, it feels like a lie to me. And I'll tell you what, number 2. We've always heard Dina talk about that she sleeps like she's dead, that her husband has to go and check her pulse, that he has to, you know, like he like puts his hand over her mouth.
She sleeps through fire alarms.
Yep. She sleeps like literally the dead. So I am going to go false.
Dina?
It's false.
Yes, I'm perfect today.
The queen sweep. The queen sweep.
Clean
Damn it.
sweep. I am the... All right, rest of the show is you guys. I'm out of here.
I was about to ask Daniel, because you said like, you know, no national terror event was caused by the sleepwalking. I was like, well, hold on. What year were you age 7 or 8? Then I'd be like, it was 2001.
We can backtrack to the date.
We can blame Dina for 9/11.
That's an event that's mentioned in false cathedrals. Okay.
Oh God.
It is. I didn't take a drink. Hold on.
Oh my goodness, that's a good point. We didn't do our fact checking on that. So
yeah.
All right, man. So speaking of false cathedrals, this book that you put out that we got to read, and let me just tell you, you should be honored. I read a lot of books, normally through audiobooks, even though Dina doesn't feel like that counts. All right. I normally read via ebook or audiobook. This is the first physical book I've read in probably like a decade, man. So I just want you to know that's commitment. All right. Now,
thank you for taking the time.
Daniel's just very pro tree. That's all.
Yes, that is I'm just.
Daniel doesn't even know what tree is.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't. So JD, I heard that you have a very special reading for us, a little segment from your book that you'd like to share with our beautiful audience.
You. Outside her barred window, beyond the trees which lead to a rather uncivilized world, Regina Wilson watched the understated colors of twilight bleed into and eventually consume Midtown's skyline. The aeon-long cycle of syzygy between the sun, the earth, and the moon continuing to play its well-rehearsed role. She held her journal close to her chest, taking in its secrets. Disappointment filled her lungs, hope nowhere to be found in the air around her. The only time she had welcomed another living person into her world, and honestly as well, laying aside the fabrication which had become a part of her identity to everyone who knew her here. She found herself met with confusion. She had imagined the outcome in a different light, that Daniel would have been able to read the words on the page, see through the madness, and acknowledge the woman underneath the facade she had worn on display in this place for 14 years. Bear witness to the teenage girl who wanted to be reunited with her father. But mental defeat had claimed its title over Daniel's numerous attempts to break through the sheets of marked journal entries, lost in an all-consuming wave of pandemonium. Vulnerability had clawed its way into her lonesome thoughts. Honest sensitivity appeared an extinct notion, reserved only for those who could share the hallucination. She finally let the journal fall to her lap, allowing the weight to leave her chest. For many shapeless years, her writing had been all she had. Hopes and dreams found sanctuary in the form of words scribbled on the page, her life in letters. The eyes of an outsider would assume it all a disorganized mess. Not a coherent thought should be uncovered by even the most patient reader. An unsolvable puzzle, designed to leave its audience in a daze. You could waste your entire life looking for an answer and never touch the truth. But for Regina, its humble creator, it told a sincere account of her situation, a literary snapshot, a rather abstract portrait that exposed every broken nerve with such unabashed honesty, masked by questionable insanity.
God, that's so good, man. That is so good. I love that portion. Everything with Regina was creepy and deep and
Regina got me fucked up. That's all I'm
man.
saying. God damn.
So now that we've lifted you up, now that we have got the endorphins going, it's time for Dina to break you. It's time for the personal questions where we peel back the layers of the proverbial potato and get to know you, JD, the man that did not get mummified and duct taped.
Do you guys hear Tim telling the dogs to pee on me right now?
I hope we keep that in the actual show. Yeah.
Good God.
I thought that was just the voice in my head.
Yeah, no kink shaming. As long as you guys negotiated the kink ahead of time, I mean, it's fine.
Oh, it's not okay. Okay.
I mean, the
JD.
dogs can't really negotiate.
Yeah,
so.
there's no consensual. Yeah, that's a line right there. That's a
I'm
line we're not going
uncomfortable
to cross.
with
Yeah.
everything. Oh my God, I just found out today, this probably needs to get cut. I just found out today that somebody from my old cult is into
Cult?
bestiality. Oh my fuck.
Hold on. It's according to Clerks 2, it's interspecies erotica.
Interspecies erotica.
Dear God.
Fuckhole.
I'm sorry, Jesus.
I need somebody. No, 911. What's your emergency? Okay.
I don't want to cut that. We got a Clerks reference out of this. I mean, I'm feeling good right now.
All right,
good with it.
JD. If you could have dinner with a stand-up comedian, who would it be?
Living or dead?
Living.
Active or not? Like
Oh, jeez Louise. Active.
okay, Anthony Jeselnik.
Damn it, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Anthony Jeselnik is?
No, but it's a fun name.
No, I'm going to go look him up and watch him.
He has his own show on Comedy Central, and he he's known for being pretty over the top and controversial and not politically correct at all.
So we know who that is, but not
love
who
it.
Aaron Carter is. Okay. That's fine. It's fine.
I know who Aaron Carter is, Nick Carter's
do you
brother.
know-
I'm not familiar with his music.
But do you know who Jesse McCartney is? That's the real
Yes.
question.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay,
I'm
he's
not
famous
familiar
song
with their
too.
catalog. I'm not familiar with their catalog. I know
mean,
who they are.
We'll educate you off air, sir. I'm still not over this.
I'm-
The fans are
I'm
still
not
upset.
interested.
We're
Thank
getting
you.
Twitter hate right now.
Not
and
interested.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
It's
I'm good. Hard stop.
All right. Mr. Quigley, please seize your time. Okay. Do you put ketchup on your fries or do you dip it?
That depends if I'm sharing or not.
Dip the fry. Oh,
Ooh.
how considerate. If you're not sharing,
If I'm not sharing, they go on the fries. If I'm sharing, dip, because not everyone likes the fries. I'm considerate to the person who doesn't put it on the fries.
So, I mean, follow-up
Okay.
question. Do you have any unique, strange, or less traditional dipping sauces that you support?
that was my next question.
Oh, well, there we go. We're on the same wavelength.
There
We're
we go.
here. We're
Yeah.
here together.
This right here.
I mean, I don't think of it as non-traditional, but I guess most people use ketchup, but I use fry sauce. But it's not just ketchup and mayo. It's got pepper, crushed red peppers, and a little bit of sriracha in it.
Special sauce.
Yes.
Ooh.
Special sauce. Interesting. My phone went black and I have to unlock it. Please hold.
Well, while we wait for that, I got to ask you, man. If we were going to eat out in Reading, I mean, what is Reading? You know, it's a little bit in the middle of nowhere, California, man. Where's the spot? If I'm flying out, where are you taking me?
Well, first I'd ask you what you're in the mood for.
No. You are leading this show.
Considerate.
You're too considerate. I need you to take charge.
So kind.
Say, listen, bitch.
The spot, dude.
The spot. And start with listen, bitch. That's very important.
I mean,
we got a spit take out of Dina.
I'm not gonna take you to In-N-Out because that's just cliche.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh my god.
Probably the one place that I can think of that is very Reading's the only place I can think of that has this. We'll call it a restaurant. We can get food there. Is Wilda's, and they have hot dogs, a thing called a Buddha bowl. They've got falafel.
What's in a Buddha bowl?
Okay,
Buddha.
so it's
This
There you
Buddha.
This Buddha.
so it's brown rice, cabbage, cilantro.
Oh, god damn it.
I think we know what the follow-up question is going to be. JD, how do you feel about cilantro, buddy?
This is where I get canceled. I feel like I am Team Cilantro.
Yes, sir.
You
You are not
bastard.
canceled. You are supporting, and we love you. The war
You're not
continues. Sorry, Dina.
There's also avocado. There's an Asian dressing, chicken, tofu, or falafel, depending on what you want. Jalapenos and red kidney beans.
Oh my gosh, that sounds incredible. I'm in.
It's $6, but you get like 2.5 meals out of it.
Okay,
Hell
I'm
yeah.
super in. That's everything I'm
I'm just so fucking cheap. Yes, let's go there. All right, finish the sentence. If you think that's weird, you should see my
Scrap collection scrapbook.
just a scrapbook.
Scab collection.
I'm sorry,
Scrapbook.
you said what now?
The
No, you
what?
didn't.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait.
you cut out.
Oh,
You
I
cut
said
out when you
what?
said that. Hold on. Repeat it one more time for us.
Scab collection scrapbook.
What?
Okay, so
I have
Hard stop.
important question. Yeah, are they your scabs or have you collect these from other people?
They're,
Wow.
they're just my. I haven't collected a scab since I was 9.
Wait, so okay, continue.
I went through a really weird because I wasn't getting injured a lot. So like every time I got cut or whatever, I'm like, I'm gonna save it. It's a memory. I was a weird child.
So can you tell us, like, can you look back at this scab collection now and go, I remember that injury.
Yeah, actually, like I can look at. I had dates and written as to why I got it. Like I fell off my bike and skidded across the pavement.
I need to see
Okay.
this, JD. Can you get this for us? I have to see this.
Unfortunately, no, it's at my dad's.
Oh my god.
We might have to retire this question, Dina. I don't think it gets better than that.
No, this is no. That's what? No. Okay, Daniel. No.
It's been
Do you have your
22
puke
years since
bucket,
I've
Dina?
collected a scab, so it's not like it's a current thing.
I still have so many questions.
Oh my god.
JD, I love it. This is an incredible answer. This is
I mean, I
everything
get it.
could-
You were a kid. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
you're a grown man collecting scabs
No.
and scrapbooking them.
But that's
I was
also
a young child.
And to be fair, it's just his. If he's
Prepubescent.
collecting other people's scabs, that's serial killer shit.
Yeah, so follow-up question. How many people have you killed exactly?
Okay, so there are people in my mom's garden.
No.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
This is
Daniel,
incredible.
let's move on to the literary portion. Holy shit.
Dina, put a fork in Dina. She's done.
Oh, my God. Like, this is full, like, Captain Reynolds' face, where it's just the... yeah. All right. So before we lose our minds completely, we're going to transition to your book, False Cathedrals. Out now, anywhere you can find on Amazon. Also, you can find his book, Arcadia. You guys can check out all of his stuff.
Words are hard, you guys. Words are so
what did I
hard.
say this time? What did I say?
You said you can find his book anywhere you can find on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's close.
It's...
Usually in the book section.
I'm still thinking about the Scabs collection. I'm sorry.
Me too. I'm picturing like the detail of just okay. How did you preserve? No, that's a weird question to ask.
How did you preserve the bodies?
It was just Ziploc bags,
and then you just like glued
and then
them
I just pinned them.
to
I pinned them. I had little thumbtacks. I just pinned them to each page.
Did you label
So
them?
this is almost like a bug collection.
Did you have pretty paper?
Some of it was pretty. I did take some paper from my mom's own scrapbooking like craft.
Yeah.
Did you put doilies around the outside? And
I wasn't that skilled.
Oh, okay.
Just
Imagine what you could have done today. Like they have that Cricut machine that you can print your own scrapbook parts and like cut them out of fancy paper and vinyl stickers. You could have had a whole thing.
Oh God.
every time I see it, I'm like, why do I still keep this? Like I'm ashamed of myself.
Keep it
You
forever,
gotta go.
please.
Please
Gotta
keep it
go.
forever.
Please keep it forever.
This is part of lore
Please
right
don't.
now. Yeah, this is beautiful. And
You need to like will that to someone at the time of your death.
here's what we're gonna do, JD. Is
Can you will it to Daniel?
yes, please do that. You fucking
I will.
psychopath, Dina. So listen. Later at some point, we have to get you to take a picture of this and send it to producer Sean so we can like scrap this into like slap this into the show because I have to see it. I can't not see it. Now that I know it exists, I have to see it, JD. Can you do that for us?
If I can't get it, I'll try. I will.
All right.
I will do my best.
All right, my man.
My dad has a weird work schedule, so
All right. I like that. I definitely will take maybes. That's how I got this far in life. All right, guys. So, JD, we're going to talk about your book. We're going to chat about False Cathedrals. See, I said it right that time. And this is an incredibly interesting. There's so much to unpack with this book. I mean, your literary style is wholly unique. And, you know, at its core, it's a story about a rampant serial killer and everyone in this kind of stratosphere who he affected, who he's friends with, and a little bit of the insanity that I guess takes over the town. As a writer, how did you research this book and how did you draw inspiration and kind of put yourself in the mindset of a lot of insanity?
Oh, his research definitely put him on the FBI wanted list.
So when it came to how do I say this without spoilers? A certain characters, the serial killer, we'll just say the serial killer. I researched just basically I researched Bundy, Kemper, but like instead of like to where they, you know, take their prey and kind of make it a private affair, I was like, well, what if it was public? Like, what if there was no concern for hiding? You're doing it out in the open, because especially in the present day of the book, which is 2012, that was the start of the whole, you know, we're going to be staring at our phones, so no one's really paying attention. So you could easily get away with shooting someone, and there's going to be enough delay in everyone's reaction to where you could slip away. The insanity part of the character that's in the psych ward, that was actually more so like, okay, so my grandmother suffers with dementia / Alzheimer's, and there were periods where she would try to write stories, but she would start to loop and sort of start at the beginning again.
That makes sense.
And so I wanted to kind of incorporate that into it, to kind of make you feel for that character, because like as someone who knows someone who does that, you can't help but feel sad, like a heavy sadness, because like you can see they're trying to tell their story and they're trying to like get through to you, but they just keep looping. So like personal experience on that behalf. And like at the core of this story, the book is about grief, and so I was just kind of working through my own past traumas. Put these characters, kind of bring as much realism as I could to it.
Yeah, no, and absolutely. I mean, it's definitely, you feel the grief, you feel the trauma and the effects that it has on everyone, and how different each of the people handles the deep grief that they have to deal with, you know? Sorry.
I was gonna talk about how traumatic it had to be to like get into the heads of each of those characters, and because I mean everybody is just feeling so freaking much, and like the symbolism that you put into that, how did that feel, having to weave all those puzzles and everything?
During it, I enjoyed it, but once I was done, I actually felt exhaustion. Since I started writing in 2011, I hadn't really taken a break. After False Cathedrals, I actually was like, I took a 3-week break. I couldn't, like, that's, but the planning of that, like, I'm a plotter, you know, using that. I'm not a pantser by any means. Although I have pantsed people in the past, but that's a different story.
Wait. Are we going to keep that in story time? Hold on, I'm in for that.
But
Tim is losing.
Did Tim just kill someone?
Yeah, Tim is losing his mind back there.
I'm sorry, hold on. Did you hear that?
Present.
Hi, I'm here.
This is the most interaction we've ever had with Tim. This is incredible.
But yeah, like the symbolism with like the numbers and the candles, like that. Like I'm not a Catholic, but like I had to like really read up on like the Catholicism or Catholic, whatever. Words are hard.
Catholicism,
yeah. Like what a candle to them symbolizes. Like, you know, it represents a lost soul. So each time there's a lit candle, that's representing someone who died. So like that, I mean, I find research fun. So like that wasn't taxing to me. It was the after effects of like putting the book together and okay, sleep time.
Yeah.
It is something, man. Like there is a emotional expenditure with writing, and I absolutely get that. So one of the things that was so unique about your story is that you really played with a lot of different formatting and font kind of the way you present the words on the page. You know, you have one character who speaks backwards. You have the journal entries of the girl in the psych ward. You have, you know, the chat rooms in, you know, those
are cool.
Yeah, the chat rooms were awesome. That was definitely felt incredibly authentic. I was like, oh.
Okay.
I felt transported.
That was one bit of research that was actually painful for me, because I actually would sit and watch chat rooms for 2 hours at a time between each of those sections to kind of get a feel and rhythm. And after the first hour, I was like, there is no rhyme or reason to this, so I can just put whatever I want. Like I was literally staring at this. I'm like, you don't make sense. Like I don't get this.
Yeah.
Where is your God now, chat room?
I'm like, I used to do this on the daily, like when I was a kid / teenager. I'm like, why am I so out of sync with everybody? I'm like, am I old? Then I'm like, no. And then I remembered. I'm like, no. Even back then, there was no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, it's just madness. But yeah, so I mean, like, what made you want to tinker and use these different styles of presentation, I guess, for lack of a better word?
So actually, I actually cut back on what I was going to do in terms of execution. Originally, the character Sarah, who is the primary focus of the chat room.
I have a note about her.
She was actually going to be a bigger character, and she was only going to be represented through either chat room, tweets, or text messages. And I kind of cut back on that. I was like, no, like there's probably like a whole other book that could have been written with this that I just cut out characters and was like they're not prevalent to the story.
Yeah, and
So
you
I-
gave me no closure.
That's life.
This bitch said that's life.
that
Or,
was
you know,
that was the
say la
literary
vie.
middle finger. That's life. You don't get closure, motherfucker.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Hold on, I lost my place.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, JD, if you'd like to ask yourself a question, you can do that as well.
Yeah. Do you have a question for yourself? Because you don't give closure to anybody.
Now I'm beginning to think, is there something fundamentally wrong?
I think you're okay.
Yeah, we love you, JD. Don't worry. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
you're
Bud.
fine.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, so we had talked about this on Twitter about how speaking of like the formatting and everything, about how you don't have an ebook and everything. And when I first read it, because I don't know if anybody's going to be deterred, but when I first realized there was no ebook, I was like, what the? Who doesn't have an ebook anymore? But the formatting definitely can't be put to ebook without like excessive freaking time.
Yeah.
But also having to write like the journal entries for Regina and everything like that. My bitch ass tried to read all of them, and that was really fucking hard. But was that like difficult? Like, how did you come up with that? Was it just a grandma with dementia? You said grandma, right?
Yeah, my grandmother. Yeah.
Was it just that? Like, is that how you saw it? Like, why'd you do that?
Why? Or what was the question?
Why?
Or,
How? Like, what?
how?
Yeah.
So, I mean, why is because like I've had to witness that, and like it affected me, and I'm pretty sure there are others out there that like kind of like it was my way of being like, hey, anyone else who's had to live with someone with Alzheimer's, like you're not alone. This is a madness that I've also had to deal with. The how that was hard because also if you notice, there's no punctuation in those parts. Like it's all just one long run-on sentence. That was a pain because like I'm like, okay, how many ands, buts, ors, and thens, or whatever can I use without sounding too repetitive? The more challenging part was the writing on the side. I had to
that was my main focus.
I had to think of something that like Regina would have written that would also fit that first line down to the bottom.
Was it supposed to be symbolic? Like was there a clue or something in there? Because I tried really hard to go through it all, and I couldn't really find specific clues or anything about Regina in it. Did I miss something?
No, there's no clues, I wouldn't say, but like, just like the way I formatted, like with the words around the main text, that was basically just her feeling trapped in her own thoughts. And like, when you are trapped in your own thoughts, you can get kind of cyclical. So like that was sort of, and like the border is actually like the only clear message that you do get. Like everything else is just jumbled.
Yeah. So, it's a very serious book. It's a very philosophical book, and it kind of hits on a lot of points. But even so, even though there wasn't, I would say, too many comedic moments, you still managed to put some tongue-in-cheek stuff in there. And I've got a little passage that I loved, because as soon as I read it, I was like, okay, JD, okay, I see you, buddy. And it was, my apologies. I don't mean to appear discomposed, especially today. No, everything is fine at home. It's just a work-related issue. A new client of mine had her first session yesterday. It didn't go well. She kind of lost her mind in the first 15 minutes. It ended up being a complete mess. But that's enough about me. Please, let's continue with you. And for folks at home, without giving away spoilers, this is the serial killer who just shot a girl in the head. And
so casual.
And I was like, okay. There was a couple times throughout that, he would give little cryptic, play on words there. You know what I mean? Was that just a kind of means to lighten it for you, or was that a character moment? You're just like, a way to break the drama, or you just...
That was a way to kind of like it's not as, like you said, it's a very serious book, and that was just my way of like, okay, it's going to be very subtle, but here's you'll nervously laugh at this, hopefully.
I did nervous laugh a lot. I want to talk about all of those like little, I don't know what they're called at the beginning of your chapters where it was like the reflection. What are those called?
Epigraphs.
Is that what they? I don't know. Okay, all the epigraphs. Oh my God, those spoke to my damn soul. Like the opening one. Can I read? Should I read something too? Daniel?
Yeah, do it.
Go
if you
ahead.
like it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The opening one says, "Quiet are the moments of honest reflection. Seldom do they come with enough time to appreciate what might lie under the surface, awaiting discovery, if anything should be found at all." I just love all of those little epigraphs. They like, every time I read one, I was just like, oh my God, he's in my head. And then that made it even scarier to read everything else because I was like, oh my God, wait, but he's in my head. Oh my God, this is happening. What the fuck? So I want to talk about all those little epigraphs. Were those supposed, like, why did you go ahead and do those? Like, what inspired them all?
So, I mean, I could tell you exactly like what happened in my life that inspired me, or to write them. But like in terms of the story, so the first one is just kind of like an overall, like it's for the entire novel, like, so like, because like when you are reading, it's a quiet moment, so and there's honest reflection within it. But like sometimes, as soon as you start getting into the book, seldom do they come with enough time to appreciate what can be found, if anything should be found at all. Because not every reader will kind of pick up on little subtle like messages or anything. So like that was sort of just like the message for the book. The second one, I think it has to do with saying goodbye.
There's one about love that I really like too.
That's, I want to say that's 7, maybe 6. But each one actually has to do with each chapter of the book. So like for the second one, as life continues to carry itself forward, I've grown more comfortable with the notion of never getting to say goodbye one last time. And that's the chapter where one character is sort of reflecting on his father's death, and he never got to say goodbye that one last time. And then like some of them have to like sort of like it's what the character should be aspiring for, but they go the opposite way.
All right, so we've got time for one last question if we're still going to be able to get to our other segments here. So one of the things I thought was really interesting, and this is a story that's very grounded in reality. It's not it's meant to be kind of a modern fiction. It's not it doesn't really have magical elements, but there is a little bit of surrealism and a little bit of kind of communing with gods and stuff as almost like little interludes that each of the characters kind of experience. What was your hope in kind of melding, something that is a very realistic intended story with just those kind of surreal events?
So what made me kind of incorporate the whole thing is, so each of these characters has dealt with death in some form. Either they are the ones taking life or they've experienced loss themselves. And those surreal moments was kind of like the breaking of the veil, where since they have lost their innocence in some way, shape, or form, they are kind of transcended to that other realm where they can kind of have conversations with either Gaia or Aethera, and sometimes Samael's there. And they're the deities are trying to kind of like push the characters sort of in the right direction. But as human nature, we aren't great listeners. So we continue to fail and hurt each other. So
it's very, very true. So, all right. So again, you guys can check out his book, False Cathedrals. You can check out his book, Arcadia. You can find them online. You can find them at all major bookstores and retailers. So we're going to get into, we've each got one off-the-wall question for you. Something ridiculous and fun. And Dina, do you want to lead us off?
No, I don't.
All right, then I'll lead us off. JD.
I gotta think of one.
JD, inspired by your scab collection and the serial killers involved, if you had to get rid of, let's say, a small group of gnomes and make sure that no one ever saw them again, how would you go about hiding the bodies?
What the
I'm just
fuck?
trying to do-
Gnomes,
Really trying to-
gnomes need to be eliminated, so let's just assume that we've eliminated them, and we just need to get rid of the evidence.
Okay, so. Oh, okay. You're just gonna make me freak everyone out. All right, cool. Okay, so first you would obviously, first you would skin and dismember these gnomes.
Obviously, yes, of course.
Naturally.
You would take the skin and you would,
Scrapbooking.
what? No.
Sorry.
You would,
Let the guest
you
answer,
would,
Dina.
you would run it down your garbage disposal.
Smart, yeah.
You would then you would cut the meat, or the gnome, whatever.
The meat.
The meat.
Are you preparing dinner?
Future barbecues, actually. And you would, seal and freeze the meat. You would take the organs, go out. Well, this is right in California, so you would take the organs out into Igo or Ono, into the mountains, dig a shallow hole, and put the organs there, so that way wild animals can feast on that.
Smart. Yeah, gotta look out for Mother Nature.
Shallow hole. I never.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. No, I love it. That is the best way, and I support this. I'm ready to come over to your place for a barbecue, JD. So,
And if there's any meat that you take off the bone, you ground the bones down to a powder and add it to your soil, and there you go. You got your nice
full circle of life.
your nice.
You've clearly researched this.
Is it fried green tomatoes?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's
I think
humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
You never heard
No,
about
that's Soylent Green.
Oh, Soylent Green. Sorry.
It's one like green. I knew it was
totally
I was
really
about to
different.
say I'm never
I knew-
eating
I knew-
fried green tomatoes
I knew-
again.
I
Fried
knew
Green
it was
Tomatoes is a
something.
freaking comedy with Kathy Bates.
It's kind of dark,
we're
though.
talking
It's
about-
kind of dark.
brain fart.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's green something.
Tomato, potato. All right, Dina, what do you got for him?
What Harry Potter house would Aiden Michaels be sorted into? Is it Aiden Michaels?
Yeah.
Aiden Michaels.
Michaels. I couldn't remember his name.
Joke answer, Hufflepuff.
Hey.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Whoa.
Joke answer, Hufflepuff.
That is Huffle slander right there, sir.
I could have said Jigglypuff,
Yeah, that's also a good answer.
They are Jigglypuffs.
but I would probably say Slytherin.
Yeah, it has to.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes the most sense. Fuck Slytherin. Okay.
All right. And it is time for everyone's favorite segment. It is going to be story time with JD. Hit us, JD.
All right, so it's my friend's 23rd birthday party, and I wasn't feeling my best. I just kind of had a breakup, and a friend of mine was like, "Hey, would you like some of my candy? It'll help cheer you up." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, totally." And I have one, and as I'm eating it, I'm like, "This is actually really good candy. Like, where did you like?" I should ask her where she got this.
This is the high quality stuff.
Yeah, this is high quality candy. And so she's upstairs. So I'm like, okay, she probably won't mind if I have 3 more. So I take 3 more out of her purse, and I just popped them all in my mouth. I'm like, I'm not even going to savor these. These are amazing.
Oh, damn.
And so I eat those, I pour myself a drink, and then she comes back down, and she's like, "Hey, I've got a few edibles missing. Has anyone seen them?" And me, backdrop to this story. I was raised in the Mormon church, so I have no idea what an edible is.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Like, I just recently became, a bad boy, drinking and stuff. So I was like, "What's an edible? What's an edible? What's an edible?" And he proceeds to tell me, like, what.
Oh, no.
He cut out, right?
Oh, we lost him.
Oh,
Did he
God.
freeze?
Oh, my God. I'm panicking. I need to know more.
Hold on.
All right, you're back.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah.
JD,
My back. Yeah.
you froze for a second. So go back to where you say, "What's an edible?"
Okay. So
Oh,
Yep.
Fuck.
Of all the times.
My hair.
Okay,
You're back.
you froze again.
Okay.
You're here now, though.
Okay.
So go back to you're asking what's an edible, and then go from there.
Okay. And I asked, like, what's an edible? And she proceeds to tell me what an edible is.
Oh my god.
Every
Okay.
time it's the same spot. It's like the disc is scratched and like we have to.
Okay, I don't think the overlords want you to get past this sentence of your story.
They hear edible and are like,
Not
so
our Mormon boy.
Yeah, it's the LDS church. They're like, we found him.
Okay, we're leaving that in.
Yep.
For sure. We have to.
Yep.
So I asked what's an edible, and she then proceeds to tell me, like, what it is. It's it's THC. It's and she's like, how many did you take? And she goes to count. She's like, you had 3 more. I'm like, yes. I'm like, you're gonna get fucked up. And so I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna drink my drink, and then I'm gonna pour an AMF and just get.
What?
I'm just gonna go.
Adios, motherfucker.
Yep.
Oh.
It's
I'm like
essentially a whole pint of straight liquor.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, if I'm going to be gone,
I
I'm going to be gone. And so, and here's where everything is secondhand to me at this point. Well, not really. I remember bits and pieces, but I started doing a Sean Connery impression.
Can you
Which
do one
is
right
Oh
now?
God, please, yes. Give us Sean Connery. Give us. I need
Tell us
Sean.
the
It's
rest of the
not
story.
that good. Hold
Do it.
on.
Yes, get a
He
little
said,
drink.
hold
Yep.
on.
Yep.
So I was telling my kids, this is Sean Connery.
Yes.
That's actually really
So,
good.
so I'm talking, and I'm just constantly doing this for the rest of the night. And my friend's girlfriend decides to tell me, you need to stop. That is the worst Sean Connery impression I have ever heard.
She said this while
And
her
I-
panties were on the floor, though, right? Like, because Shannon's
For
a big
sure.
fan of panties, so she's like, you need
Stop,
to stop. Otherwise, I'm gonna
Stop.
Otherwise,
God.
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no.
Shadley.
She tells me that's the worst Sean Connery impression she's ever heard. I looked her dead in the eye, and I said, that's impossible, because I am Sean Connery.
Hell yeah, he did.
That's belief,
This
baby.
is my boy.
And for the rest of the night, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
For the rest of the night, I actually thought I was him. I interacted with friends as if I was, at the time, 80-something years old. And I even consoled a friend who was starting to lose his hair.
Oh no.
I was like, listen, Sean, you still got a beautiful rag on your hat. I've been bald since the 70s. And he's just looking at me like, I remember him looking at me like, what the fuck? And it didn't help that one of my friends kept referring to me as Sean. Like, he'd be like, Sean, would you like a refill? And I'd be like,
That's Daniel.
yes.
Yes.
Be like, yes, I would like another refill. And so I remember passing out at one point, waking up, and then just walking home. And then the next morning, I woke up and I'm like, so what happened last night? And everyone's like, you were Sean Connery from like 9 p.m. to 1 in the morning. And my immediate response, this was like in a Facebook event chat thing, I was like, in all caps, that was fucking real. Like, I thought I had passed out and just dreamt that.
Oh,
my God.
I have a question. Is Sean Connery dead?
Yes.
He is now,
yes,
yes.
Sean Connery is dead.
But in 2013, he was very much alive. And someone
Dina.
someone
Dina
someone
moment.
actually
I didn't know.
Oh, Dina.
oh no, he's
honey.
very much dead.
Oh, honey.
There was actually a meme where after Sean Connery died, it shows the Grim Reaper playing with a claw machine, and it shows a person in the claw, and it's like, Sean Connery. I'm like, is Betty White even in this?
Don't you even put that on Betty. We love her. So listen,
Right.
JD, you know what's coming up next, right? It's going to be
No?
Cringey Copulation, sir, where we give you
Oh.
a bad romance read, where we find one of the worst erotica, as chosen by the UK Literary Association, from each year. So we don't select it, we don't pick it out, we would never do anything for the community, make fun of you guys, because we love you guys and you're way too talented.
Dina is pissing all over your intro.
Just unbelievable pissing
Just
right now.
fine.
She just pissed all over the place.
I'm about to pour
Get
my
yourself
second one
together.
too, so.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
I'll,
so JD,
I'll join her. I'll join her.
I've
It'll be a
del-
piss contest. There we go.
JD, I've delivered your reading to your Twitter DMs. Slid right in there.
Yep. And you got to read
right.
this cold. Don't read ahead.
Yeah,
But
so
here's the one
Don't
thing,
read
though,
ahead. Just get it ready.
is you're going to have to read this in the Sean Connery voice, right?
Oh, no.
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 Yeah.
It's not happening. You're vetoed. You're vetoed.
No, you
JD,
don't need
you don't
that.
have to listen to them. You can do this. You can be Sean.
Daniel,
Yes?
you've been vetoed.
JD,
He's
you
an
love
adult.
me more than him.
He's an
I'm not
adult.
doing it.
Don't do it.
Maybe Kermit the Frog.
Oh, okay. I'm in for that. I'm even
Oh.
more
No,
in for that.
no, no,
Lord.
no,
Whoa,
no,
whoa. Can you at least
no.
give us a sample of Kermit? Like, just give us a little Kermit.
I don't have any money, but what I can give you
He's
is a
doing
particular
the
set of skills.
He's doing the Seth MacFarlane one.
Skills
Oh
that
my
would be a
God.
nightmare to someone like you.
He's doing Taken.
It's from
But if you-
he's doing
can't-
Taken.
I can't remember it word for word, but if you don't return my daughter, shut up, dog. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Why did we not know? Why did we not know about this voice before? Oh,
Do I need to start asking people what their special talents are ahead of time?
Yes, we need this.
Yes.
I feel like we are being neglected from Kermit the Frog. What? I'm sorry. Last one, because otherwise we're going to get too off the rails. Do you have any other voices that I need to know about?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me try to remember the words to the song.
Can you do a duck? Can you do Donald Duck? That's the one. That's the one. That's the one.
That is the one.
That is a great one.
But,
That's a great one. What do you got for us?
Hold on. I got some fruit so juicy, good. I want to eat. I only wish to catch a fish so juicy, sweet. That's my Smeagol.
Dude, the
Oh,
Smeagol
that's
is
really good.
incredible. Dude, we got Smeagol. We got Kermit. We got Sean Connery. Can you just say my precious? Yes.
What is teacher's precious?
God.
Sean, I need my precious on here because I'm going to definitely be referencing my precious quite a bit.
I don't think I can do that. My precious. I can't do it.
There's another story for another time with Smeagol, but anyway.
God damn it. We need.
But-
I'm so bitter. All right. So it is time for our cringy copulation. You can use your regular voice. You can use your Smeagol voice. Whatever. And
Those hurt. Okay. Young Turk by Morris Farhai. 2004. I'm stretched out on a sofa. My beloved is determined to assess my age. She has an infallible method for doing so. The way they ascertain a tree's age, by counting the rings in its trunk. Consequently, she has my member in her mouth. Her lips are thick with lipstick. Starting from the base of my penis, her mouth ambles upwards. At each half centimeter, her lips imprint a red ring around the shaft. She continues until she runs out of length. She counts the rings. On this occasion, they add up to 36. An hour ago, the number had been 41. She cuddles up to me. She coos. 30 odd. 30 odd rings. What a mature oak in one so young.
Ew.
What? We embrace. She smears her breasts and vagina with rose petal jam. She squats above my face so that I can imbibe her splendor. She lowers herself onto my mouth and lets me lap up every bit of the rose petal jam. Then she mounts me and, as she begins to rock, she rubs her breasts all over my face. I am in such ecstasy that I am ready to die. In fact, I want to die. Because I know I shall never again find this heaven. The seventh heaven.
We brought it all the way back to False Cathedrals, baby. The number 7.
Okay, can I just say something? I thought you had to cut something in half to count the rings.
You do. You do. You
Okay,
do.
wait.
Hold on.
Or you have to cut it.
Dina has a question.
Yes.
Okay. Was this bitch literally... how do you...
I have to analyze this.
I don't know how to ask this. Wouldn't it? Why is it individual rings? Like, is she sucking on it like a fucking goldfish? Like what?
I'm gonna guess every now and then she does the pucker.
Yeah, it's a little.
Like,
Every now and then she does like a little pucker. And like, okay, we'll do there, and yeah.
Like, that's...
Dude, I absolutely lost it when you did the fucking pigeon cooing.
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic.
Okay, but all right. Also, from a sanitary side, putting jam on your
Rose petal jam.
Yeah,
Rose
that can't
petal
be
jam.
sanitary.
I'm telling
actually
y'all
found
right
out
now, I'm
this
not
weekend.
putting anything on that.
Rose petal or
Personally.
No syrup?
No, sir.
Personally, nothing. Nothing. Nope.
No butter?
No
Not
Nutella.
a chance in fuck.
Oh my god! I just
Good God.
That was very
that was the
good,
worst one
JD.
ever.
Thank you.
yes, that was incredible.
That was not the worst one ever.
That was the worst one
Oh,
ever.
I've done far worse. There's been worse.
You have Dory's memory. Okay, you've already
I?
forgotten some of the worst things you've ever heard.
I'm very grateful for my bad memory, honestly.
Yeah. No, don't worry. All right, JD. Before we can get
I
out of
just
here.
appreciate the head nod. Like, he's just disgusted.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to have a moment to get
No.
your sleeping bag and have one final shot at redemption in the dance-off challenge.
Oh my god.
The garage. Where am I from?
The garage.
The
garage.
Garage.
The garage is kind of full right now, and I'd have to like.
All right. You're going to
That's
have to
fair.
bring some sick dance moves because guess what, producer Sean? Hit that party
Oh
button.
my God.
Hold on.
Hit that Kermit. No one wants to do the Kermit? Yeah, here we go. Oh, fuck.
Ow, my back.
Yeah.
Ow, my back.
Oh, my back. Got a little Kermit dance in there. So, all right, JD. The folks can find your books, Arcadia and False Cathedrals, out now. Highly recommend, highly recommend you check it out. They're great reads. I haven't gotten to Arcadia yet, but it's on my list. I'll tell you what, False Cathedrals is, it's an emotional journey, man. And so right now, I want you to give the folks at home, we're going to do two things. First, we give the 1 second pitch. You have 1 literal second to pitch this book to people. Then we'll give you a chance to do a full pitch and see where it goes from there.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to count you in. All right,
so-
here we go.
All right. Serial killers and sadness.
It's like that.
What? Okay, but was that a threat of violence? Because we've had a lot of those.
Yeah, we have had a lot of people threaten our audience.
This one is a little ambiguous.
I don't
I
make
say it
threats, I make
counts.
promises.
Ooh. Woo. I mean,
That's why I wanted him on the show.
it's like almost like that Scott Pilgrim thing where it's like, we're a sex bomb and we're here to make you sad and stuff.
That and stuff.
All right. All right. JD,
1 foot
give us the
in,
full
180
pitch, man.
twist.
Hey,
Sorry,
copyrighted music, Dina. We cannot sing that here.
I didn't sing anything.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
JD, give us the full pitch. Tell the folks why they need to get your books and they shouldn't be jabronis.
Give me what? Like Bronies as in like, I don't want to know.
Jabroni. That's the guys that staple their arm muscles. That's a jabroni.
Oh my!
Oh,
Oh my God,
okay.
I'm bringing it all the way back.
Okay, so I'm horrible at this. This is why I just read the back of the book. So if you're wanting a read that is reflective and makes you not consider, that would be horrible. Makes you contemplate the things you've gone through in a kind of a safer environment. You know, it's a book. I'm not tying you to a table and stretching you.
Kink negotiations, people.
Is it something you do, JD?
Are you interested?
I don't want to get too personal, but
I once knew people who were part of dungeon culture. So
Oh, hey. So it turns out so is our producer.
So
Dungeon Sean, bring it back to day one. All right, sorry.
that's okay.
Sorry, we just revealed one of Sean's nicknames. I apologize. Continue.
But yeah, if you're also someone who likes watching serial killer documentaries, this is a deep dive into the mind of a serial killer, why he does it, why he, and sometimes there are serial killers who are out there who kind of despise what they do, but it's kind of an addiction, so they can't bring themselves to stop. So yeah, there you go.
Well said. Well said.
It's the true crime podcast of books.
The true crime.
Bring tissues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say for multiple reasons. Because
for multiple reasons.
Don't say that.
But that
don't say that.
That's wrong.
Whoa.
Daniel, you want to say that? I was just trying to copy you.
I mean, there is one scene possibly where that could be a thing.
Oh God, we've gone to a dark place now. We've gone to a very, very dark place right now. So, all right, guys. So again, you can find Arcadia, you can find False Cathedrals, and as always, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is something that's very near and dear to JD's heart. It's something that's important to all of us. It's a voluntary health organization that gives those affected by suicide a nationwide community empowered by research, education, and advocacy to take action against the leading cause of death. Again, you can find them at afsp.org.
Okay, folks, that's all for today. And JD, how about you tell the folks where you can find us, or you, either one.
You can find me, or you can find me on Twitter at JD Clark Novelist. That's the only social media that I have. So Twitter.
Perfect.
JD Clark Novelist.
And you can find me at Twitter at DanQ.
At what Twitter?
At the twitting. Words are not flowing well right now. You can find me on Twitter at DanQ Writes Thing. DanQ Writes Thing singular, and it is not dank. Jonathan, we tell him it's not dank.
He can't hear you,
still
man.
Can't hear you.
Yeah,
God.
His silence is compliance that it is not dank.
You can find Daniel on Twitter at DanQ Writes Things, not dank, brain.
It's dank.
Yeah,
It's not
Jonathan, do you want to tell them, or JD? I don't know why I said Jonathan. I was reading your.
We're being
fucking
formal.
handout.
It's the outro.
Fine. Jonathan, do you want to tell? Is it dank? What was I supposed to ask?
Yeah,
what
is
did
it
you
dank?
ask?
It's dank.
Is it dank or dank?
It's dank writes thing.
Oh yeah, is it dank or Dan Q?
I actually, in my head, always call him Roy.
Fair enough.
There you
Roy.
go.
Because
That's a new one.
That's my new Twitter handle. You can find me at Roy.
quickly down under.
Roy.
At Roy.
At Roy.
At Roy. And you can find me on Twitter at Dinosaurs D. That's D like dinosaurs. And producer Sean, do you want to tell the folks where they can find you on Twitter?
On Twitter? I'm
Yeah,
not
on Twitter only.
Yeah.
But I just really want
Where can
to
the
say-
folks find you, Mr. Sean?
Where
I'm
can
at
the-
Chase Holdu on Twitter. Chase Holdu, SHACEHOLDU on Twitter.
You didn't have to spell out that whole thing.
Yeah, that's Dungeon Sean at Twitter. Dungeon Sean at Twitter. Sorry.
Dungeon
Yeah,
Sean
that's
on
it.
Twitter.
You won't find me there, but yeah, go ahead and tweet that person, whoever they are.
Okay.
But in response to the Dan Q or Dank, it's Dank.
Damn it, John.
It's dank.
It is dank, yeah.
That's hell. This is my hell. All right, you guys know it. It's time to get out of here. Jazz hands, everyone.
Jazz hands, everyone.
The Don't Make It Weird podcast, hosted by Daniel Quigley and Dina Soros. Produced by me, Sean Holden. Theme song by Amaria. A very special thank you to our guest this week, Jonathan D. Clark. You can find his novel, False Cathedrals, on Amazon. Link is in the description. September is Suicide Prevention Month, and Don't Make It Weird would like to ask you to join us in giving to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Learn more about the AFSP and their mission to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide at afsp.org. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next time, weirdos.